Hello, everybody. Welcome to another day of T-ster Talk. Today's topic is about Vivica Fox. Yes, Vivica Fox. Well, where do I start? She'd like to get married again at age 50. Why? Is that a surprise? Well, years back, she was on dogging Kevin Samuels about being prepared to be married at that time. She balked at all the things that he was saying. She just kind of just laughed at it, and all the things that he said to her are now coming into fruition because now she's saying the same thing that he talked about years ago. Now, unfortunately, Kevin Samuels has passed away. And she did not like him for the things that was said to her during the interview session. It kind of set a bitter pill to a lot of people once he died, and she was just like, "Oh, well, I'm glad he's dead. Thank God." Blah blah blah. It was just really not a professional thing to do. It was nasty and inconsiderate. But the things that he was talking to her about was how a lot of women they want to just kind of do the career thing. They want to bypass a traditional being a traditional woman and then move on later on down the line when they're up in age and now they want to settle down and they're expecting maybe not a high value man but just a man of some leisure or something, some status to come swoop them up. Well, I have a huge problem with that. Number one, just where do you start, right? Usually, women usually are supposed to start around when they're younger. Well, why is that important? Because your egg flow is at a higher rate. And the chances of you trying to get pregnant later are going to be harder. So, a lot of young girls, they want to play around. I get it. You want to mess around with a bunch of guys, don't want to do this and that. But meanwhile, your youth is being passed away. You want to be career oriented. That's fine. You want to set this up, go to school, do this and do that. Well, meanwhile, men are going a different route now. They're not looking at an older woman. So if you want to sit there and go from 20 to 30, there's nothing wrong with that. That's your prerogative. However, once you get around 30 to 35, you're deemed a dinosaur. So, and that doesn't mean that you're old. It's just that means men are looking for somebody who was in the age that you just passed up. So, in Vivica Fox's situation, she wanted to concentrate more on doing the career thing, herself. Everything was about her getting this and getting that. And again, there's nothing wrong with it. But you can't come back later on and think that everything's going to be okay at this tender age. I mean, you are asking men to look at you the same way they did when you were looking good, you were fine, you could start a family, everything was doing this and that. And now you want to sit there and go, well, life's passed me by, now I want to catch up. Men don't think that way. Men think legacy. They think, okay, I want a younger woman. Prime example, Lionel Richie, he's 75. He's married to a 35-year-old woman. Not a 60-year-old woman, but a 35-year-old woman. Why is that? She's young, she's vibrant, she's sexy still, she still feels like she can do things, and obviously the age difference, you might sit there and laugh and go, oh, well, he can just tell her what to do. Not really, it's not even about that. It's about what men want. Men control relationships. They control getting married. So you have to go what the market gives them. And if the men want women in their 30s and 20s, and just so that, because of legacy-wise, they can have babies. There's no drama. There's no long-term drama, right? If she gets around 60, how much stuff has gone on in her life that has damaged her that she didn't take time to heal? Because our community, we don't go heal. We just go jumping right into the next relationship, and we think everything's fine. We never, ever take time to sit there and evaluate our own selves. We have to have all kind of things. We just went through something. We'll jump right in. We just did something that we got fired out. We jump right in. That's just how our culture is. And unfortunately, people do not see that as your time goes by, your value goes down. These are facts. This has nothing to do with bashing on a woman or anything. We know that the male's timeline generally stays the same from the time he turns 16 to 18 all the way through. Women, however, go through a high stage, and then they go through a medium stage, and then they start to go down. That doesn't mean that life is over and you're not worth anything. And some people say, I disagree. Age ain't nothing but another number. But you're looking at what men want. And if you want to get married and you're sitting there saying, well, this can happen and that can happen, I'm pretty sure the numbers are there that they do happen. But they're very small and very rare. Men generally would not look at a woman at 60 years old and think that there's a high value of that relationship that's going to benefit me. It's benefiting her. And she's going to be able to, because we know most of women nowadays, they're getting married. It's just for status. It's just that, hey, y'all, I's married now. That's generally what's going on in the world. But Vivica Fox's mindset is, I want to find somebody who's going to bypass all my flaws, bypass my age, bypass all the things I've been through, and just so I can have a husband, just so I can tell the world, yeah, look at me, and then, oh, by the way, I still want to go shopping. I still want to keep my lifestyle, and yada, yada, yada. Now, here we go again. Marriage is about commitment and about working together and doing things together. This girl is a time bomb. There's no way, with her stature and everything she's been through and all her ego and this and that, some guy's just going to stop what he's doing to love her in a way that she wants to be loved. And generally, she'll be getting all the benefits out of this. Because, certainly at this time, I'm not saying she can't do this and that, but all I'm trying to say is that is a huge problem for a lot of men. They generally want to go the other way. What she's asking a man to do right now is to sit there and get a 1981 Honda Accord, right? That's used, got 200,000 miles on it, but you want me to pay today's 2024 price tag of, say, $30,000 for that. Now, who would do that? You wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Wouldn't nobody do it. Now, I'm not saying that I'm comparing a woman to a car. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just trying to give you an idea how people think. And when you're thinking about what she wants currently at this time in her life, I'm not saying it's over, but it's going to be very hard to find a man that's going to sit there and want to take her in, and for whatever reason she wants him for, it's going to be very difficult. You're not only competing against the Hollywood people, you're competing with the world. There are 12 women to one man now. Think about that. 12 to 1. That means every guy out here has 11 other women to look at and evaluate. And they no longer think that you are the prize. They think they are. And so as long as that's the case, you have to then cater to what they're doing if you want to get married and be in a relationship and have all the things that you want. No longer do men go by, oh, well, let's just do it her way, not mine. They're not thinking like that, ladies. You have to wake up. You have to be mindful that if you go on social media now, all these women who are on there, they're talking to women now, telling them, hey, your expectations are too high and you're delusional. There's things that Disney came in and just destroyed everybody. Oh, you're the princess. You can get that fairy tale wedding, all this stuff. It's all hocus pocus. If you want to be real, look in somebody's eye and tell the truth, I'm telling you, it's not what it used to be, because men have traditionally been traditional men. Now, you are generally, women have not been traditional women all this time because of feminist movement, right? All this stuff is going on, working now, doing this and that, and there's no wrong to that. There's nothing wrong with that. Women should be able to work. They should be able to do what they want to do. I'm not here to say that they shouldn't. I'm just simply saying that if you're going to play the game, you're going to have to find a way to play the game the way the man wants it, because he's the one who's going to be going to the jewelry store. You guys, I'm just being real. This is a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of women out here who don't understand how things have changed now. Now, we're talking about Vivica, but there's a lot of women who are in their 20s going, oh, well, I can just wait till I'm 35 to get married. I'll find somebody then. The Lord will send me somebody, yada, yada, yada. And that's not how it works all the time. Your best chance to obtain marriage and have babies is in your youth. Well, you're in your 20s, preferably in your mid to late 20s. That is the best time for most women to do that, and you won't have any problem. But what happens is, in a lot of times, we are having babies, and then deciding, oh, I'll catch up later and find a man. Now you're asking that man to take care of somebody else's kid, which is harder than what you think. It's not. Sometimes men just don't want to do that. They want their own legacy. They want their own children. And why would I go get you who have 2 or 3 kids by some other man or men, and then I'm going to try to get a kid out of you, and I can't because I already had 3. That's just not going to fly. But anyway, you guys let me know what you think. Now, I wasn't trying to ruffle any feathers. I'm just trying to let you know that the case where Vivica Fox is in, the situation she's in, is a recipe for disaster. I wish her luck. However, it's going to be very, very tough to find somebody who's going to be willing at this age and this time to go in and give her and be the man that she needs to have. Looking at her the way she's looking now, not the 20-year-old girl, but the 60-year-old girl, the value has changed. And so I hope that she can find somebody, because I think there's somebody out here for everybody. I'm just saying, but in the being real, that's going to be tough. Anyway, you guys let me know how you feel about that. Give me some likes, give me some comments, and as always, I'll talk to you later. Tommy T.